Hello, you beautiful bastards, and welcome to my so-called show. It's been 45 years since the first Alien showed us that in space, no one can hear you scream. And since then, we had a pretty cool sequel, with memorable characters, awesome action, quotable dialogue.
Did IQs just drop sharply while I was away?
It's game over, man. It's game over.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Followed by more inferior sequels, as well as having original director Ridley Scott piss all over his legacy with prequels that took away the mystery of everything that made the lore so interesting. So could Alien Romulus be the one that redeems a failing franchise that's been milked drier than our economy under these absolute wankers? Well, slutty ladies and not so gentlemen, let's find out with Alien Romulus. Set 20 years after the events of the first movie, Alien Romulus starts off where a cocoon xenomorph from the destroyed remains of the Nostradamus ends up on the ship Romulus Remus.
Ugh. Where did they come up with this stuff?
Makes no sense, but hey, it's early days.
This movie's gonna suck.
Cut to some months later, we meet Rain, played by Kaylee Spierney, a man worker of the Weyland Yutani Company, and her adopted synthetic brother Andy, played by Daniel Johnson, who's close to finishing their hours working in the mine and are looking forward to flying off to brighter pastures with the money they've earned. But unfortunately, the arseholes in Weyland change up their hours to an extra 6 years.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Pissed off and tired, she meets up with her ex-boyfriend Tyler, played by Archie Renault, his pregnant sister Kay, played by Isabel Mast, cousin Bjorn, played by Spike Fern, and Bjorn's girlfriend and pilot Navarro, played by Aileen Wu. Turns out they caught the signal of an abandoned Weyland craft full of unused stasis pods. How the fuck did the Weyland company didn't catch it first is beyond stupidity.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
And since Weyland are a bunch of arseholes, our group of ragtag miners hatch a plan to steal the cryostasis chambers from the ship and get the fuck out of Dodge. They finally reach their destination where they come across not Ash, that's not played by the late Ian Holm, yet somehow looks like him. Because guess what? The silly sausages on the Romulus was experimenting with the xenomorph that somehow led to a shitload of them being on the ship. Why do these things end up going tits up? While scavenging for more fuel, they accidentally revive a facehugger that impregnates one of them. It pops out much more instantaneously instead of taking its time like it used to, and now everyone has to get the fuck out of there and try to escape. Will it succeed, or will something fail, or whatever this movie is trying to do? Okay, I'm not here to bash this movie for fucking rage clicks, as there is still a lot to like. It avoids the pretentious crap we saw in Prometheus. The visuals are brilliant, and it really draws you back into the world, going back to that raw, gritty feel of the first. The special effects go back to basics, using practical effects, only using CGI sparingly, and man, the xenomorphs actually feel like a genuine threat again. In fact, there are some genuinely suspenseful moments, and Fred Alvarez really cranks up the tension as our plucky heroes try to survive. Kaylee Spierney is proving to be a very talented actress with some actual screen presence, and she is still likeable as Rain. She's no girl boss, and she does show some vulnerability while still displaying some strength. Daniel Johnson is also very endearing as synthetic humanoid Andy, who's almost on the verge of malfunctioning. And it's these two that make this film passable. Despite not given much to work with, you can see Spierney and Johnson are giving it their all. The other cast members are okay, they're not bad actors, they're just a bit bland. And generic. You have the typical nice guy, typical arsehole, typical sweet woman, typical tomboy, and they just don't make an impact. We have an understandable motive, but we never know much about them to care. There's also too many moments that feel similar to the previous movies, including this line,
Get away from her, you bitch!
Danny never feels consistently written once he gets upgraded. One minute he looks like he's loyal to Weyland and their ambition to contain the xenomorphs. The next he's trying to save Rain. and not once do we see any confliction. There's way too many forced Easter eggs. It's almost like they couldn't help but go, remember this from the first movie? Well, we're doing it here as well. Remember this from the second movie? Well, we're doing it here as well.
That's just lazy writing.
Even the final climax is a mixture of the first, second and fourth Alien movie, and it feels so distant from the gritty, realistic feel we saw in the first half.
Boo! Pick a plot line!
Also, did the people writing this watch the first one? How the hell did the alien from the first one come back after being blasted into space? Even if he made the cocoon in a short time, no way could he have done it quickly before suffocating and freezing in the vacuum of the deep, dark void of space.
Did IQs just drop sharply while I was away?
Why was it necessary for them to dig up the corpse of the late Ian Holm for this synthetic? It's not Ash, so why not cast another actor to play Rook? Did all synthetics look like Ash? If so, when was this established? What was the point of warning everyone not to shoot the aliens in order to avoid the acid blood seeping through the floors, which could lead to everyone being sucked out into space when they end up blasting them anyway? Man, this could have been so good after over 30 years of disappointing sequels that always found a way to ass-rape the first two classics. This had a lot going in the way of redemption, and I get the feeling Fred Alvarez really wanted to make this work, but Ridley Scott somehow still managed to find a way to step in and fuck it all up again.
Son of a bitch must pay.
Overall, it's a stripped back to basics, middling pre-sequel thingy, with a lot of potential that sadly gets sucked out into the deep, lonely vacuum of space. In short,
Game over, man. It's game over.
and whether you beautiful bastards are Northern, English or not, thanks for watching, and do remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and remember to ring that bell in order to get notified. And if you wish to further support this channel, then the links are in the description below. But right now, that's me done, and I'm off to the pub.